Hey everybody, it's Gypsy. Today's video is a home remedy for pain, particularly arthritis. My sister, she lives in Northeast Ohio, where at this time of the year it starts getting very cold and wet. She has bad arthritis in her hands, and then she also has a lot of problems with her feet. Not arthritis, but a whole bunch of different things. She's in a great deal of pain. Now, I was born with a dislocated hip, so at the age of 12, I started suffering from bursitis. Then, in my later years, in the same hip, I got osteoarthritis. I told my sister the first thing I did for my arthritis and my pain, my joint pain, was to move to the Southwest. I have no problems here, but when I go home to see my family, particularly my mother, excuse me, I'll probably be experiencing pain, so I'll want to bring this with me. But anyways, I am making an arthritis salve or an anti-pain salve because it's not just for arthritis. So I'm going to show you how to make that. Please excuse the noise. We're having another windstorm. The weather's changing to colder. So it's very simple. First, you want a double boiler. If you do not have one, you do what I do. I take a little pan and a little bowl. You want to put some water in here. Oh, I don't know, maybe an inch. Put this on top. And then you're going to put your oils in. Please excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. So, what I want to do is I'm going to take some shea butter. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of shea. Want to get this, if you have it in the refrigerator, get this to room temperature first. It's easier to work with. She's my sister, so yeah, we have the same germs. We always say that. So yeah, I'm not using a spoon today. So there we go. That's one. I love shea butter. That's one of my favorite butters. I love the fill of it. And this shea butter is from Mountain Rose Herb. Love that company. It's great. So this is 2. You're going to want to melt this on a very low heat. You don't want it to get too hot and overboiling. It's just, you do it low. Okay, so then you want 2 tablespoons of beeswax. And remember, this is a salve. So my beeswax, I use the pellets. I love the pellets. They're so much easier to work with. So it's equal parts shea butter and your beeswax. And it's so much easier if you have pellets to measure it out. You don't have to cut anything. All right. And it's 2. Oops. This over here. Next, what you put in is your favorite carrier oil. Grapeseed, almond. I'm going to use olive oil. Get all my little pellets off. Okay, so then we have 2 tablespoons of your oil. 1 and 2. Now, I'm making her the arthritis salve first. I'm also going to make her liniment. Now, the reason I'm making her this first is because the liniment has to sit for about 4 weeks, at least a month. So, and then I have to mail it to her. So I'm going to mail her this first. And then while I have to gather the herbs that I need for the liniment, she can have this while I'm getting the liniment ready. Then I'm going to get like a spray bottle so she could just like spritz it on when she's in pain. All right, so it's equal parts 2 tablespoons shea butter, 2 tablespoons beeswax, and 2 tablespoons of a carrier oil. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this on the stove, and I'm going to slowly melt it. Now, I'm not going to bring the camera over to the stove. My kitchen area is too cramped. When I have a bigger kitchen, then I'll be able to show you what I'm doing on the stove and everything. So I'm going to take a break here, and I'm going to melt this down, and then I'll tell you the next steps. Okay, so my salve is all melted and combined. What I do not want to do right now is add my essential oils. It's way too hot. If you add your essential oils, I think my camera's steaming up. If you add your essential oils when this is too hot, you're going to lose not just the scent, but the healing properties of these oils. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the refrigerator. And when there is a skin just around the rim is the perfect time to add your essential oils. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for a bit. Okay, everyone. So my salve actually started solidifying much quicker than it normally does. Normally, just to get that rim around there, it takes, well, at least an hour. This was in there not even 10 minutes, and although it still feels warm, it's starting to solidify. But I can still put my essential oils in. I actually started putting some in. What I did was, this is eucalyptus, mountain rose herbs, 14 of these. Lavender, 7 drops of this. This is for mountain rose herbs, but it's a different, Art Naturals is the name of the company that makes this. So I have 7 in here, 14 eucalyptus, peppermint. I got this from an herb store, a local herb store called Back to Basics in Belen, New Mexico, and it's a wonderful store. I'm going to put, I think, 10 of these, 10 drops of peppermint. It's a brand new bottle I just opened. Come on. Okay. And rosemary. This bottle I've had forever. This is from my favorite herb store back in Northeast Ohio. It is called the Village Herb Shop in Chagrin Falls, Ohio. So I'm going to do 7 rosemary. Come on. 2, 3. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is mix this all up very well. Make sure all your oils are incorporated into your salve. Okay, now when it starts to harden up, you might get some lumps. You don't want that. Mush those up in some way. Try not to get it past the point of the skin around the edges, because I live off grid, so I have a propane refrigerator and it doesn't have a thermostat. So it all depends what the weather is outside. In the summer, this would take me much longer because although my refrigerator's cold, it's not that cold. Well, now it's starting to cool down here, and my refrigerator is colder, and it's, well, working more quickly. So this only took 10 minutes to get to this point. Where normally, just for that skin around the edges, there's been times it's taken me an hour. So it all depends on when I make it. Okay, so this is all mixed very nicely. And what you want to do are get containers to put these in, to put this in. I think I'm going to put my sister's in these tin containers. I think it will take about 2 of these. So this way she can have 1 in her purse, or 1 at home, 1 in her purse. So when she's at work, she can have 1 with her, whatever. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put my salve in here. Okay. Now, you know, this being salve and it has beeswax in it, it's going to solidify pretty good. And you know, just when it comes to salve, a little goes a long way. You just rub some on your finger, and then you rub it on the spot that's hurting you. Okay, So that peppermint and eucalyptus, those warming properties in there are really going to help with the pain. I think rosemary. I want to see inflammation. I'm going to have to look that one up again. So anyways, I'm going to get these in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set these in the refrigerator, and then they will solidify. If I can get this one open in here. So they'll solidify. Then what I'm going to do is after they're done getting solid, I put my lid on. I'm going to put a label on here for my sister with what it is, arthritis salve, pain salve, whatever you want to call it, and the date. I always like to put the date on things that I make homemade, because you want to watch more with that. There are no preservatives in here, no chemicals, okay? So it could go bad more quickly. In fact, if you're not using it, keep it in the refrigerator after you make it. So I'm going to leave you with that. And when I do the liniment, I'll do a video on that too. But I'll leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.